Welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Cedric Kennedy, and perhaps maybe with me will be Sidra Owens. We'll just have to see. Look, here's the thing, and I'll switch over to the other screen and whatnot soon enough. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tear something apart. There's a reason why, and this is about voting. This is about where you put your vote. And I want to make it outright clear that, look, you vote for Biden, do you. You're not my enemy. You're not my enemy. I hate Biden. I don't hate a Biden supporter. I don't hate a Biden voter. I just hate Biden. That's just clear. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't. At first, I did. But that was a decade ago. It's been a minute. But I've been in talks with this dude. And I'm switching over now. Because, the line in the voting sand is the name of this one. And you already seen that as the topic. But look, I've been talking to this guy. He did a video, 26 minutes, and he was just railing on Bernie Sanders and all the... I don't like when someone says, the people that's been talking to me, they said this, therefore the consensus is everyone feels this way, and that's why it is this way. Those are bullshit artists, and that's what he was doing. He was being a bullshit artist. I didn't like it. I don't like that. I'm not going to sit here and say, I got a few friends of mine that said Donald Trump, is a great person. And therefore, it seems like this whole country loves Trump. I'm not going to do that. That's weak. That's weak on every scale. It's a bullshit artist tactic. Now, while this guy, and, I'm going to give him the limelight. He's on the more correct side of things. He just ain't on the accurate or the best side of things. That's my issue. And so we were back and forth on two separate threads on his channel. And it was just one, he outright pissed me off. One, he did some projecting. And then trying to cast judgment, and then call me a bad faith actor, and try to talk to me about minorities. What type of bullshit is that? For real. I'm the last one you be talking about minorities, about dreamers and all this other stuff. You don't even, no. And and then say the words, if you listen to my channel, listen to me on my channel. The truth is, I did listen to him on his channel many a time, which is why I was there. Which is why I waited for him to upload. But then when he uploads this is damn near 180 of how he used to be. And then gonna sit there and talk about some, check out my channel. Motherfucker, check mine out. How about that? And I told him, you ain't going to check out the little guy, although he's talking about people need to work with the little guy. No, I don't get down with that. I don't even get down with that. That ain't even my thing. I'm not for that weak shit. That's weak. That's mentally feckless to do what he was doing. He ain't even trying. He's trying to live in a comfort zone bubble and drag me into it, and damn that. I've been there for a long time, and I ain't going back. That's for real. I'm not doing that. When I talk to all of you, I give you the real from my perspective. Does that mean my perspective is right? Of course it does. Does it mean it's accurate? No. Anyone can be right. Everyone is right if they say it boisterous enough, if they convict to it well enough. Oh, and before I start tearing this thing down, the thing that really broke the camel's back for me was he tried to Patriot check me. You're saying everything out of your mouth is negative Biden. X, Y, and Z is negative Biden. You don't say anything bad about Trump. I'm talking about if you're a bad faith actor. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Because see, that type of stuff, what that says is, since you are not anti-Trump, you must be for Trump. If you're going to tear down Biden but not Trump, you must be a Trump supporter. Kiss my nuts. That is outright egregiously fucked up. I don't play that game. I don't do that. There are people that will support Trump because they believed that he was populist. They trusted his words. He's got a positive, fun background in media from what was told, but no one never knew the truth. So they voted for Trump. Progressive-minded people voted for Trump because they thought Trump was going to be awesome. And lo and behold, what did they find out? That's how this goes. I do not like people that's going to project onto me and then try to gaslight me, try to patriot check me. Oh, hell no. That's that weak mess right there. That mess ticked me right off. Now, I'm gonna get into this because by now, those that don't really care to hear anything have already left. And those that will actually listen to me, or at least hear me out well enough for context, you'll stay. So I'm going to put this on screen so you can see what I'm finna, because you'll see who it is and who he is. And if you want, go check out his channel. He's at least on Team Blue, just not the blue that needs to be. That's really what it is. And an ally, no matter how weak and feckless it is an ally nonetheless. So I say work with it. Check him out if you like him. If you like what he's got to say and stuff, subscribe to him. I'm not in agreement. I can't stand what he did. If he ain't going to apologize to me about that shit, then fuck him. Because I unsubscribe. Because those are some deal breakers. And if I ever do that shit to anyone that he's done to me, I will outright straight up apologize. And mean it. Because fuck that. I've been in the mood for a while now, and I'm trying to get out of it. Here we go. So, he quoted me saying, when I said, for the same shit, I said, vote for the same shit or fight for something new. We're talking about voting. Third party and whatnot, status quo, establishment versus third party. And I have a reason why I am so polarized and finite on this. There's a deep-seated reason, and I know what's going on, but you're probably reading ahead of me anyway. But I'm going to do this. He says, you realize these are not mutually exclusive, and you can do both at the same time. First of all, you don't tell me what the fuck I realize. Alright? You don't fucking tell me what I do and don't know. That's first and foremost. And that's also some patriot checking. You realize, so then you might feel, if you are somebody that doesn't have that combative nature like I do, and you have more of a submissive nature, you might be like, well, yeah, I realize. No, first of all, we nip that shit in the bud. You don't tell me what the fuck I realize. Alright? And if anyone out there want to be like, oh man, Cedric is triggered. Well, yeah, I'm triggered. He pissed me the fuck off. You know what the good thing about being triggered is? People learn your limits. And if they want to fuck with you because they know your limits, then that person's an evil bastard and don't need to be associated with. It helps you know who's decent and who's not. So be triggered, everybody. Just don't be stupid about it. Alright. So let's answer it. So you realize that these are not mutually exclusive and you can do both at the same time? Yes, you can do both at the same time. You can vote for the establishment and you can vote for third party. You can vote for any third party and the establishment. But that's the problem. The problem is if you vote for the establishment, that breeds complacency. That's why it's not cool. And that's something that I knew. All right? Complacency is the murderer of progressiveness. I promise you that. Because it keeps happening. I get tired of history repeating itself. I will not be a part of that chain anymore. I will not be a part of that circular logic. Vote for blue no matter who. It don't matter, just be blue, be blue. And what happens when you vote blue? You just go home like, yeah, it's all good, it's all settled. And it's not. And then you wonder how it got so bad and how another Republican gets put in the offices because you don't go out and vote because you were rest assured, well, nobody's going to vote for that Republican. That's crazy. And then the Republican wins. But the whole time that the Democrats in charge, what happens? Republican shit keeps getting passed for some reason. But nobody wants to acknowledge that. That's the problem. So, he says, you can vote to keep Republicans out of office while at the same time actually talking to people and getting them to see that progressive policies are better than centrist or Republican ones. Yeah, you can. It don't work. Because you can talk to everybody out there and say, these are policies that are great. These are policies that we need. And you know what you run into? Is that what the establishment is voting for? No, that's progressive. That's or Green Party or some other third party, but it's not Democrat. Oh, well, I ain't gonna vote for them. That's throwing my vote away. That's what they done told me all my life. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna vote for the Democrat because I can't throw my vote away. Well, shit. That's a line in the sand, and I guarantee you that's the majority of Democratic voters. That's why that shit don't work. That's why they have an emotional attachment to the Democratic Party. And they've also been spoon-fed, hardwired into believing beyond the shadow of a doubt that voting not within your party is throwing your vote away, making your vote pointless. Let me tell you something. When you can win the popular vote by just over 3 million votes and still lose, your vote was already thrown away. You keep that shit in mind. When you can literally win the popular vote, the electoral vote, and prove that the other side, which were Republicans, committed mass voter fraud, and the only reason you did not become president is because one news company says the other person won, so then the other one has to piggyback it real quick so they don't look late in the game. And then everyone else says, yeah, that person won. And the only reason you didn't win is because everybody else says somebody won that didn't win, electoral or popular. Ask Al Gore about that. You think about that stuff. The history is there. Well, Democrats look out for black people all the time. Ask Bill Clinton how much his policy locked up black people and got them killed. Ask Obama how many black people got killed under his watch. Ask how many little Latina girls got raped under his watch. How many of them got sent back to their families and then murdered by the drug lords they was trying to get away from under Obama's watch. Might I add, Biden was there at his side signing off on shit too. How many wars did the United States get involved in when Biden and Obama was in charge and killed people that had nothing to do with anything? I mean, come on, have some decorum. Bombing and killing people at a wedding? Seriously? Yeah. See, people want to forget that shit so they can do what they want to do. And the truth is, you need to wake up to reality. The reality is, neither one of these two parties is for the people. Because they've been murdering and killing people and stealing tax money. Oh yeah, that whole golden parachute thing. Taxpayer money, banks, Obama, Biden. Think about it. Pandemic. People in need. Right now, pandemic, people in need. Give all 14, maybe over $14 trillion to those that's already got $60 billion and up. While everyone else who's going broke and getting thrown out of their homes and evicted and whatnot have nothing. They get nothing, but then get a one-time stimulus of $1,200, and only half of them got it. And then they won't give them again. No, we're not going to give you your $1,200, but we're going to give them another $3 trillion. Right in your face. While you're starving and having nothing because you can't go out because you don't want to die. And then someone says, you know what? It's all good. I've got designer ice cream and large fridge. Yeah. Y'all think about that. That's why there's a line in the sand. That's why things need to change. That's why you can't sit there and just say you can do both, because you can't. You can vote for blue. They ain't nothing but red anyway. Before I go on, let me put something in perspective. When the Confederacy seceded, all little races was down there wanting to own slaves, and that's all they wanted. So when that ended, what happened? All those little hardwired racists went up into the rest of the Union, and over the generations, breeding and teaching that racism. How you think we are where we are now? So you think about when the Democrats were the hardened Ku Klux Klansmen, and then they come up, they wanting to fight against the Republicans, and the Republicans were there for enough of the people, not the women, not the black women, not the black men, just white guys. And they came up. And what happens in the 70s? There was a big switch. So what history repeated itself? What history repeated itself? Because the Republicans were like, the Democrats are outright racist, and the Democrats were like, the Republicans are punks. But then both sides were so ashamed, they switched. But on each side, there was still the residue of the shit left behind. And then they mixed into each other's party. Where do you think we are now? Why do you think policies keep being the way they are? Because the same history keeps repeating itself. I won't be a part of that. I want outright radical change for the better. God damn it. An election is just a snapshot in time. It shows us what the public currently believes in. No, it don't. No, it don't. Do you believe? Fuck this shit. Because we deserve better. As if I'm talking to you. You believe in you. What you want? You want health care? Universal health care? You want UBI? You want a positive future? How the fuck you gonna get that voting for the past? How the fuck you gonna get health care like that? Universal health care out of somebody that literally said it ain't gonna happen. He, like you, Biden says you can't get universal health care because you're not going to get that passed in Congress. Congress will not vote on something like that. He knows that. He knows Congress isn't going to go for universal health care. That means everybody out there in those states with those senators and other representatives that go up to D.C., they are not going to give you universal health care, but you're going to vote for them same assholes every single time, hoping to get the shit that you need. That's some dumb shit. That's the shit I be talking about up here. That's why I can't stand these little Biden savior motherfuckers. That's what I'm calling them now, Biden saviors. We gonna vote them in, and it's all gonna change for the better. No, it hasn't, and it won't. It just won't. A snapshot in time. Yeah, too bad nobody looks at the goddamn picture and stop repeating the shit they see. He says, if you want to change the political landscape, you have to change people's minds and get them to see things the way you see them. Welcome to comparative reasoning. The fuck? You might as well hit that dislike button, y'all, because you know what? I'm for some positive shit. I don't care how much of a villain I gotta come across. I want motherfuckers to live. Okay, I don't want the harmful people to live. When I mean the harmful, I mean the ones that's going out there and murdering people. The ones that's going out there and kidnapping people, taking them off to these houses, don't nobody know what's going on. I'm talking about the people that literally, instead of warning and blocking the pandemic from coming here, go ahead and sell their shares and stuff so they can make a lot of money at the last second. That's the motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck if they live or die. I don't give a damn about them because they don't give a damn about me. I like some equality. Do y'all like equality? Because that's equal. They don't give a fuck about you. Why should you give a fuck about them? It's that simple. You're just political cattle. And you're being rounded up. Go ahead and vote for that status quo. Go ahead and vote for that establishment and then rest on your laurels. See what the fuck happens. Oh, that's right. We've got Clinton. We've got Obama. We could have had Gore. Wouldn't it have been nice if somebody stood up for Gore? Wouldn't it have been nice if somebody came out and said Bernie is all right? Wouldn't it be nice if somebody came out and supported Bernie, Larry Lessig, or anybody else that was actually progressive from the beginning instead of waiting so long? God damn, y'all. Get them to see things your way. I spoke to you. Your ass is rock goddamn solid stubborn. Where you are, I've been. And I've been worse. So much worse that you couldn't even deal with it. You ain't got the goddamn nuts to deal with the shit I've had to deal with when it comes to politics and how that shit's affected me and my mindset. You ain't got the balls to deal with that shit. I promise you that, nephew. I promise you that. My fucking nerves. Fucking bubble-headed fuck. Yeah, that's how you get change. As for third parties, the reason why they don't grow is because of the way the system is set up. As I've explained. Motherfucker, you ain't explained shit. 2 threads of conversation, you ain't explained shit. You simply said, don't vote third party. You said third party was a waste, nobody's going to do it. And I'm naive for wanting it. Shut the fuck up. Overall, your take is well-intentioned but naive. The approach you describe may feel good, but it will ultimately only cause more harm than good. Shut your goddamn privileged bitch mouth up. Fuck you. That shit is antagonizing as fuck. God damn it. I'm gonna tell you something. Well-intentioned means it's thought out. It means that you try to go through every hoop and hurdle before you begin enacting things to make sure that no one is harmed. And if there is harm, it was literally an uncalculated, unforeseen situation. That's what that means. That's what that means. My thoughts. Vote green. Vote some other third party that's leaning progressive by any means. Because being in the center, that got you a 3 strikes rule. That's what that got you. Where prisons in California was overflowing. That's what that got you. That's what they got you. That was a Democrat that did that. He's good at playing the saxophone. You know what his wife is good at? Having hot sauce in her purse when she go visit black people at a radio station. And she's also good at passing out and then trying to cover it up. She's also good at calling people deplorable and then apologizing for it. She's also good for saying one thing to all the rich and wealthy people and then saying something else to you and then mentioning it like that. You know what? You know what is also? You know what else? It also gets you somebody that swears to not give golden parachutes and not bail out the banks and then give them trillions of dollars of tax money to bail them out and say that they needed it while everybody else was suffering. That's Democrat shit. That's Democrats. That's also when somebody has a chance of winning the nominee, you make sure you rig everything against them so that nobody gets to either see them in debate, that nobody gets to talk about them on national TV, that they can't get into the debate. Oh yeah, and see, yeah, Larry Lessig, small guy, not much money, living on his dime, a professor. Yeah, he has some serious bad flaws in his strategy of, simply put, win, get money out of politics, and then bounce. Once he got money out of politics, he was going to bounce. That was his only flaw. But at least he wanted to get money out of politics. Who else is talking about that? Name a person. Name somebody else talking about getting money out of politics that's running for office. Name one. Holler at me. Name one. Larry Lessig was doing that. What was the rule to get onto the debate stage back then? What was the rule? You needed at first 1% of the vote. You needed $1 million. He got it. They then moved it up to 3%. He just got that before October. Sorry, 15%. $3 million and 15%. He didn't have the money to keep doing that. He dropped out. Democrats did that to their own. Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, all of them, the squad, they got in. They're progressives. They won. What happened? DNC, they started blackballing them. They didn't let them in the meetings. They didn't talk to them about anything. They didn't let them in on anything. They didn't consider their vote. They didn't consider their words, their intentions. None of that. Democrats did that. Democrats did that. And you know who else is doing that to them? Republicans. So you tell me where they're different. You tell me where they're different. You call me naive. You can't call me naive. I'm not even close to it. I'm at the point where I even see AOC for what she's going to be. I'm ahead of the curve. Holler at me when y'all wake up to it. And you know what? If I'm wrong on AOC, guess what? There's hope. But sadly, we need more than a rock star. We need somebody that's going to get in there and give credit and thanks and bring up other people that got her ass there. That's where she messes up. Name other progressives. Tell people to vote for those progressives. You get the progressives in there. The whole goddamn point of getting her in there was to start shaking things up and getting progressive ideas instead of the same old centrist bullshit of Republican light. That was the point. But what happened? Silence from her. She ain't bring nobody up. Just as Democrats broke their ass to get her in there. Cenk Uygur, Kyle Kulinski, and all them people, they railed and cheered, and they got the people gathered and got her in there. And she didn't say thank you. No, she ain't give a real thank you. She'll, oh, I'd like to thank all the people that helped me and the people that voted for me. You're so wonderful. You're so pretty. After that, crickets. No, bro. You don't call me naive. You're the naive one. You might as well accept that shit. You might as well accept it. Because, goddamn it, ain't no bad faith actor here. That's for damn sure. And you know what? I don't sit here and think about the dreamers. I don't think about that shit. You know why? Because the thing that I want, we wouldn't need dreamers. People just be safe to do shit. They wouldn't have to be in cages in the hot sun or the cold nights, without toothpaste, without clean water, dying of influenza and pneumonia, being raped, and then signing a letter saying it's their fault that they didn't fight back or tell them no. Some little girl can't speak English, separated from her mom. Democrats did that. Democrats started that shit. Under Trump's watch, yeah, more rapes happen, separating families, and then saying, I don't know why they don't go back to their families, and then make it so long, and then gaslight them, tell these kids, these kids that their parents abandoned them, and then after 3 to 6 months, give them back, and the kids hate their parents. You left me, you abandoned me, they told me. Yeah, you don't know, son. You don't know, nephew. You don't know. Because if you knew, you wouldn't have said the shit you did on your channel. You really wouldn't. You don't know what naive is, man. You live in a bubble. You got like what? Probably about 20 friends saying some shit. You just going with it. Because everything you said about Bernie Sanders was complete fucking bullshit. And Bernie Sanders got so many flaws, and you didn't touch on one of them. Didn't like his posture. Oh, you are weak. You are weak. My friends, you know, the people that I know, they said they don't like Bernie Sanders' posture, and he came across as angry. Motherfucker, we should be angry. We should be angry. We need to be angrier. You don't get it. You just don't get it. And you don't want to get it. You can vote for what the fuck is going to be the same shit, or you can try something new. I've already done a massive video on third parties and the young have to vote and why and how it will be, because it's going to be a rough road. But splitting the vote, that's how you show you mean business. And you know who the first ones that's going to be pissed? The elderly people. And they're going to be the ones to tell you you're messing up, you're doing the wrong thing, you don't understand, you're young, you're idealistic, and you make no sense. I was like you once. Yeah, you was like us once. And if you had somebody there to support you, how would you be now? You sure as shit wouldn't have grown up to be the shit kick parents that taught you that shit. And I guarantee that. Nah, you want to vote third party? A positive candidate? Holla at your boy. I damn sure will support it. I'll say go ahead and vote. Get others to vote with that positive person. And I ain't talking about positive that it helps you and it hurts other people. I'm talking about it helps people. If what you want will usher in the things that Trump has enabled, because Trump didn't start this shit. He's a symbol. And I'm going to get up out of here. But let me tell you something. Donald Trump, what y'all need to understand, when he loses, or if he does win and he does go out in 4 years, whether he loses now or he's pushed out in 4 years because of the law, he will be a martyr. And those Trump supporters, you think they're doing some shit now? You will learn what a political and social conflagration of people look like. Because they are going to go ape shit. If he loses, everything Trump has said about being rigged, being fake, and they're stealing and all that, they are going to use that as fuel so they can burn. I promise you that. We get 4 more years of Trump. Honestly, it don't mean shit. Things will get a little worse around the board. You get Joe Biden, where it is now is where it'll be in 4 years. It's just that the difference is when he's in, all those Democrats are going to say, it's better. Now we can go out without a mask because we're safe, because Biden is in charge. You know how I know? Because that's what the Republicans are doing with Trump right now. And you really think in conviction, mindset, and all that Republican partisans are different than Democratic partisans? You are sorely delusional. They are the same level of ignorance and foolhardiness and loyalty to a party. They just happen to be on different sides. Same shit, different sides. An eagle on one, Washington on the other. No matter if you headbutt or soar high, the truth is, it's the same nasty shit on the ground. And that's why you need something new. And that's why I advocate for it. I wish we could have a progressive party, but we can't. They fucked it. It is outright fucked. I am sorry I've pushed it so hard without knowing exactly how screwed it is. If it can be saved, because there are progressive parties out there, go look them up. If something can happen, they can drop their ego, it'll be all good, but that ain't going to happen. I'm starting to wonder if they were created by Republicans, because ain't nobody in them. They're just taking up space, and you can't have more than one in your damn state anyway. And these are ratified parties. I know what I'm talking about. I guarantee you that shit. You'll wake up one day and you'll say, Cedric was harsh, mean, vicious, and ugly, nasty words, and insulting me, and everything like that. But he was right. And anyone can be right. Scariest part is, I'll be accurate. I've seen the past. I use the past to judge the present. I use the present to predict the future. If we all did that, we would see the pattern, and we want to break that cycle. That's the whole point. Break the cycle. That's what needs to happen. It'll be painful. It'll be angering because people hate change. And you have absolutely shown that. Until you can wake up, I suggest you change your name from We Deserve Better to Vote for the Same Shit. That's what I say, because you can't do both. I'll repeat it one time and I'm getting out of here. If you vote for the status quo, for the establishment, people will be complacent. They will think it's okay. And then nobody's going to try to vote third party. A third party won't even be able to rise because people say, we don't need you. We already got this. The best time for a third party to rise are in times like this, when it's desperate. When it's obvious that your party isn't in your intentions. They're not looking out for you. They aren't helping you. You need someone to represent you. And I can't think of a goddamn thing Joe Biden is going to do that represents me. Not one. Who's changing his policies? His policies are changing. They're changing now. He's putting them policies up back in March. And they're changing now. Just think about that. And he still ain't apologized for the dumb shit he's done. I slap you across your goddamn face and you're mad at me and I never apologize. I must be indicating to you that I don't give a fuck. Racially, Biden has slapped motherfuckers across the face and he ain't apologized. He must not give a fuck. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. I hope your ass listened. And for everybody else, thank you for listening.